I can try not 2 but 1. What would it be with 1? 482. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel about the Nasdaq scalping bot. Today I'm gonna look at my trades. I'm gonna look to improve my trades, gain more profit and lose the losses a lot more. And to do so, I have recorded all my trades. Unfortunately, the bot does this for me. So now I have, after a week, the time to review my trades and to see if I can improve my profit rating of the bot. Well, if you want to learn with me and become a better trader yourself, join me in this review. In my previous video, I told you about my trading strategy I used before I used a bot to do all this. If you haven't seen that, it's not a problem, but if you want to be a trader like I did, just take a look at that video first. And I will leave somewhere on the screen a link to it so you can click on it and go view it. And if you did, or if you watch at my other videos about the bot, you know that my aim is to get better trades and to get a better result with my bot. And to do so, we need to review the trades we already have made. And because the bot doesn't use real money, it's a good point to start with, and then we can adjust until I have reached what I want to reach, and that is again back up to €1,000. And the bot did all the trades for me and recorded all the trades for me, but because it is the bot, it doesn't mean that you cannot use them. The settings are for you also very usable, only you have to do it manual, as looking at the screen, looking at the market, and then decide yourself, is this a good point to start or should I wait a little bit longer? And with this video and with the spreadsheet you look at, I want to help you make a better decision to see what I did, what my bot did, and in about 188, so minus 1, 177 trades I made. I'm gonna look which one of these are the best and how I can improve these things I done. And so that's what we're gonna do in this video. As I said, without further ado, let's take a look at what we have. I have a spreadsheet with all the data collected from a bot. It comes from another file, a .csv file, a comma separated file, which Python generates for me. But I can import it into a spreadsheet, and then I get these nice columns with this nice column headers and all the information I need. If you look at this spreadsheet and you didn't look at my first video about the trading strategies, then you don't know exactly what you're looking at. But a short explain, you see I have 3 candles I work with. The current candle, the candle you're looking at, it's the current most recent candle. The candle before that, that's obviously the previous candle, and the oldest candle is the candle before the previous candle, and I call it the oldest candle, but yeah, it has to be a name. So it's the current, the previous, and the oldest. The last 3 candles I use in my strategy to determine if there is a possible buy or sell. Then I use the MACD line. That's a part of the entire MACD indicator. My bot does the calculations for me, It's complex with EMA 9 and EMA 13 and EMA 26, and then the EMA 13 minus EMA 26 gives a MACD line, but the EMA complicated, but it gives a MACD line. 9 of those MACD lines give a signal line in an EMA fashion. We're getting there. So we use the MACD line and we're using the signal line. And the histogram, the third one you see over here, is the subtraction of the MACD line and the signal line. You see the MACD line is 0.5, signal line is minus 0.3, so the histogram is 0.8. Quite easy. So the histogram is nothing complex in calculating. I calculate the MACD line, signal line, and histogram with my bot. If you don't have that, it's not a problem. At your broker, where you do your trades, you can find an indicator that's called the MACD, and it will probably be the MACD 26.13.9 close, something like that. So now I have explained all 6 of the criteria you're looking at above. The current candle, previous candle, the oldest candle, the MACD line, the signal line, and the histogram. The other 3 are results of the bot. Like, was it a buy or a sell? You see a lot of buys in top. Was it a profit or loss? And money, how much money did I lose or win? And the actual status of, was it a profit or was it a loss? And if I want to analyze this, I'm going to need some information. We're going to look at 187 results. I'm not going to do them individually. That has no use to look at them individually. But we're going to look for the general markers we can use to make better decisions for our trades. Either trades manually in your broker or trades with the bot. But we're just going to do it on a larger scale, and we're going to look at in percentage how much percent would something be. Then we're going to start with adding firstly some extra information. Whoa. So for this one, we're going to format into conditional formatting if less than or equal to 0, then I want to see red. Done. We'll add another one with the same format, conditional formatting. And add another rule. Wake up. If it's greater than 0, then I want to have a green. So I see that it's red or green, profit or loss, and I'm going to apply the same stuff around this one. Well, I have some opens. I don't care. Add another rule as format. Text is exactly loss. Then the default will be red. And add another, and then the text is exactly profit. Then the default is green, and that's already done. Done. So this was the first step of doing this. Now thinking about buying or selling also red and green. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one too. And buy or sell also in a color. That helps a lot. We're gonna format conditional formatting. If text is exactly a cell, then the default will be full red, or just do full red. Done. And if the text is exactly buy, then the default will be green. Good. This is formatting. And I see a lot of red. We're gonna see it. Oh. And now we're gonna filter this one. And only I need to filter the last 3, but I filter everything. So we get the filter, and now we can do our analysis in what is going on. First of all, I want to show the profits. What made a profit? So I'm going to filter the profits. These are all my profits. And if I look at first glance, it's getting deeper and deeper while analyzing. It's in-depth analysis. It's not just looking at some numbers. Now then I see that I had a reasonable numbers of profit from buys or sells, and I cannot say that there were more buy profitable than sell profitable. No, if I look at these are a lot of buys that were profitable, but there's also an entire range of sell that was profitable, so that doesn't tell me anything. But I see that there was an almost equally amount of buy and sells who were profitable. That's good. Then I'm going to look at the losses. These are all the losses, and I see that a rather good share of the losses were from buys. I see a lot of green buys that were not successful versus some of the red sells that weren't successful. So to get a better result, I need to find a better way to remove the losses I create with the buy. And how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to look at something else, and that is the histogram. What we're talking about the losses, I'm first going to take the profits. And if you look at the other videos, I did some of this analysis during the day, not as extensive as I do now. Then you will see I already had seen something in the histogram like it should be at least a 4 for a good buy. I'm going to set a filter, not a filter, but I'm going to sort. Yes, I'm going to sort. And what you see right away is a split within the sell and the buy. If I go down, you see that all the buys are down and all the sells are up. And you see a split exactly at this point where there is a 0.2 negative or a plus a 0.3 positive in the histogram. Exactly at that point there is a split, and that is explainable because the criteria for a buy or a sell when you're using the MACD, then it is if the candles are going up. The candles going down because I want to look at the candles going down. 189, 206 and 208, those are going up. Very interesting. So what did go wrong there? Because this one is 189, 206, 208. So the candles were going up, but the signal line was bigger than the MACD line, so a sell went in and that was profitable. Strange. That should not have been happened. It's 3 candles in a row. I'm a dumbass. When it is 970, 180, 206, it's the previous, it's going up. So the oldest candle was 208, the previous candle was 206, and the current candle was 189. So that was a sell because also the MACD line was smaller than the signal line. And because the signal line was larger as the MACD and the 3 candles were going down, then we had a sell, and this was a profitable sell for €3.59. So it doesn't matter if there is a sell or a buy, because the buys are going down, of course. A buy with a MACD of 28 and 23, histogram of the MACD of 28 and 23, and all the way up I saw a histogram of minus 26 and a minus 8 and 7.9. With a histogram of minus 26, we had a sell, and that was a profitable one for almost €10.5, and this one also €10. Good. Looks good. But that's not what we're after. We are after getting more profit. This means we need to find out why we make losses. So I'm going to switch back to the loss section. Well, let me take a look at these numbers. What is going on here? I'm going to add also the buy. The profitables and the status. And I'm going to lose the sell. So I'm only looking at the buy, and I'm looking at the buys no matter if it was profitable or if there was a loss. And the histogram is sorted. No. Let's sort the histogram again. Sort it. Okay. Now we have a buy, only the buy section, starting with a histogram of 0.1 and ending with 28.1 as the end. What is good and what is not good? If I look, I see. Whoa. Let's take a counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. A count of 66 losses in I don't know how many. I need to put another counter to see. 1, 2, and 3. 66 out of 107. So we had 107 buys, 66 out of 107. So it's 66 divided by 107 times 100 is a 61% result in losses of our buy. If a buy is set, then there is a 61% chance that there is a loss. And we want to boost that one up. And if I'm going to look at, then I see a lot of losses in the first, let's say, 40. In the first 40, I see, already again, in the first 40, I see 28 losses in the first 40, and in the next 40, let's say from 41 to 80, I see then we have 52. God damn, 52. So 52, 28 is 24. 24 unsuccessful buys in the second 40, and in the final, I won't not say 40, but from 80 to, let's say, the next 25, there were also some losses, but not that much. So let's take a look at 50-50. We got 107. So 107 is 52, 53. So we want to know at the first 53 is half. From the 53 trades, there were 35 at the first 52 that were wrong, and 6 until 66, that's 31 in the last half. Okay, this is half. I want to go down because in the lower half there were better results than in the higher half. I see a lot of red and some green in this one. And if I go down to the lower half, I see more green than red, like I did already in the other videos, but I see the same one over here. If the MACD histogram is at least at 4, we have a profitable, the chance for the profitable is better. And I want to see that we're talking about this one. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, get down, 39, and at 39 we had from 48 to 66 is 18. So we have 18 divided by 39 times 100, a 46% chance of a loss, because we're calculating the losses. This means that we have a 54% chance of a successful buy if we use at least, if we only open a buy with at least a MACD histogram of 4. So let's calculate this. Let's see, we get the sum of those 40 trades, at least until this one, yes. And that resulted in a 32 euro profit. A 32 euro profit when you look at the losses versus the profits if you do a trade starting with a minimum of the histogram at 0.4, at this. Then there would be a better chance of getting a profit from your trade. So now I'm gonna look at until, that's a large one, yeah, is the sum of, I go up, the total, let's take the total first. And total, it would be, I would make a loss, and that's what's representing right now. What happened in the last week while testing is that I made over 112 euros loss because of the buys that weren't that good at all. But we're gonna look at the other one too, and that should be the rest in principle. I'm gonna look at is the sum of, then we would have a loss of 144. Yeah. 144 minus the 32 positive is 112. Yeah, 45, now 50. The calculations are correct. So it's getting rather dark. I see I need to get up the lighting. So I put up some extra light because it was getting dark. It's the winter time, so it's getting dark earlier in the day. Where we were at, yes. So the calculations are correct, and the conclusion I can take from this is it would be better to open a buy position either by the bot or on manual, and I guess you're looking at this video, you want to do this by yourself, completely fine with me. Then you should open a buy if the MACD histogram shows a difference of at least 4. Now I'm going to look at the sell. These are all sells and they are not sorted, so I'm going to sort on the histogram again. And which one were profitable and which one were not, and how many. Let's first take the total. Now I counted the losses on the sell side, and I see that the loss on the sell side, 48 of the 76. Oh boy, that's a high number. Let's see, that's 48 divided by 76 times 100. There has to be an equal sign in front of it. That means that we have 63% of all trades were a loss, of all sell trades were a loss trade. And that means how much did we lose is the sum of, we made a loss of 60-60. Only with the sells, profit versus the losses. And we need to figure out how to prevent the losses in the sell to get bigger. We had a profit on the buy side for 34 if we did from the MAC histogram of 4. But if I look at this one, I don't see a lot of green either in the upper section or in the lower section of the histogram. I'm gonna take a look and do it one at a time. So let's say, is the sum when the histogram of the MACD is a maximum -1, so from -1 till -0.1, we would make also a loss of 22.74. Okay. Oh boy. Now we need to get that's a third. Okay. Let's see if we can do something with until the number is 2. -31. Half. So looking at the MACD histogram is not a solution. It's not like we did with the buy. We can margin it down to the MACD histogram has to be at least 4. We found a region, and we're going to test it in the next week. We found a region that gives a better profit versus the losses. But in the sell section, the histogram is all over it. And we already did this. Let's take a look at if the histogram, so A to Z. What if I say I'm gonna look at the numbers from 3 all the way up to 7. Minus, plus 10, 17. Let's see. -6. So in that region, we have the lessest loss. Wow. English as second language. So I'm gonna take a note for me right now. So for the sell, I need a region from -3 till maximum of -8 in the histogram. Oh, let's put this one in the histogram. Do we have something else? Because this is a very small window to open a trade in. Let's take a look at the MACD line. Let's order at the MACD line. When did we had profits and losses? If the MACD line is larger than 0.5, would that be more profitable? -9.19 € out of 38 trades with the higher numbers in the MACD And then I'm going to look at the lower numbers of the MACD. Whoa, minus 51. Can we go even further and take this one? So that's from the MACD line 4. Let's say 4. Yeah. Count again. Minus 328. Promising, promising. This means that in the MACD line, we could say for a sell at least greater than the negative 4 for a sell with a profit. Although it's still 328 negative for the last week out of the 180 trades. So, okay, let's take a look at the signal line. We had the histogram, we had the signal line, the MACD line. Now let's take a look at the signal line. Looking at the signal line, I see a lot of losses in the signal line high numbers and a lot of profits in the signal line. So signal line profit 0. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. This already looks promising. So the signal line is 0 or larger. Let's take a count. Minus 244. That's even better. How many trades would that have been? And the signal line, that would have been 27 trades. That would have been 27 trades. But I also see some profits, although not biggest profits, in the 2. Let's take the signal line of 2. Now we take those 344, some profits too, minus 959. So that's not good. So in the to sell, the signal line should be smaller than 0. Smaller, not greater. Smaller. The sell should be smaller than 0 at least. I can try not 2 but 1. What would it be with 1? 482. In the upper region, if the signal line is smaller than 0, then there is more chance of getting a profit. 27 trades. Now I need to think. 27 trades. So we have 27 divided by 76 times 100. Yeah. Equal sign. 35% of the trades of last week were in that region. And then of those, 35% of those 27, I'm going to tell 1, 2 again. This time I'm going to count the profitables. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, 12. Okay. Now we're going to calculate 12 divided by 27 times 100. Equal sign. Bam. Pay attention, please. It's 44%. It's a 44% chance to get a profitable position versus the 63% we started, 63% of losses we started, and now get a 44% chance of being profitable. Let's count the losses to do the same calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 27 said, yes, 15, okay. So we do 15 divided by 27 times 100, equal sign, 15 divided by 27 times 100 is a 55% chance. 50-50, 55, even more, half versus, there was a 63% chance of a loss versus a 55% chance of a loss if we open a position if the signal line is at least smaller than 0. Yeah, okay, we got a lot of numbers, we did a lot of analysis, and we could conclude that to get a better buy, you need the histogram, the MACD histogram, to be larger than 4. That's what we said. Larger than 4 for the MACD histogram. That means there are losses, but in total there were more money out of it. And for a sell, the signal line should be smaller 0. That's what I conclude from the analysis of the data I have thus far for the trades I made, the 186 trades I made last week. And that's what we're going to try for the next week in the bot, and to see if this actually gives us a better profit. So I hope you learned something too. You get wiser. You can use this in your own trades. If you do so, please press like on the video. And if you want to see more, and there will be more, subscribe. Then you will see the other results automatically when I post them. And if you want to chat to me, you can visit me at my Twitch each day in the Twitch TV. I will leave a link in the description. There is also a Discord channel you can reach me on. I will leave a link to that in the description too. If you want to talk to me about trades, about the market, about the bot, or about Python, whatever you feel up to, find me on Discord and we can chat. For now, have fun!